Hi, welcome to Mortality and Tea. I'm your host, Amy Manning. This is a show where I take people from different backgrounds and faiths on a journey through their death with an intention we can all live a more full and juicy life. Join me today as I talk to Theresa Glassey. She is a dear friend of mine. I'm honored to have her on the show today. She's a student of life, a mother of five, a wife, a homeschooler with a Christian background. So join me today. This was a really enriching conversation. So I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. Thank you for joining us.
Mortality and Tea with Amy.
Thank you for being with me, Theresa.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's an honor to have you be the first guest for Mortality and Tea with me, Amy. No, it feels very comfortable to have a good friend. So I really am honored to have you here with me today. Thank you. Thank you.
Same.
How are you feeling today?
Really pretty good. It's a calm Saturday. Got no pressure, nothing going on. Feel good. Feel good.
Oh, good. Good. Just giving you comfort and love and support as we're having this conversation. So I'm here for you the whole time, as a lifeline, because a this can be a difficult conversation, but I just invite you to lean into the discomfort and know that I'm here for you, and we'll just do this together. Yeah.
All right, I'm ready.
Do you have a cup of tea? I've got my tea. I'm ready.
Clink.
Clink. So we'll just dive right in. So the first question I have for you is what does your ideal death experience look like?
Well, it's very unrealistic. Ideally, I think it would be really awesome to just join hands at the perfect old age with Keith and just 1, 2, 3, go. And that's it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
no big preparation and no long drawn out issue and never having to be apart from each other. Just that's it. But I feel like that's so unrealistic. I feel like I need a more realistic answer. So I think it would be, I think it'd be really neat to be able to kind of prepare for the situation, like those people who have long-term illnesses and they write open win letters to their loved ones and
Mm-hmm.
things like that, so you can still kind of be there from beyond the grave, I guess, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a control freak a little bit, and I don't know, I feel like it would bring me great peace to have things kind of set up for my family and the people that I love in case they need it.
If you were in the room getting ready to take your last breath, would there be anybody there? What kind of comforts would be there for you?
I'd be in a very well lit room with lots of greenery out the window, hopefully some mountains, something like that, and comfortable, calm, quiet atmosphere. And um, I feel like I don't really want to impose anybody to be there that wouldn't be comfortable, but I would want definitely to be able to say my goodbyes and feel loved and supported and comforted as I leave this world. Um, yeah, my kids,
Mm-hmm.
but but they're not sad because that would be sad, and I don't want that. I want to, just where we all know what's coming and we're all at peace with it, and we
Mm-hmm.
could hold hands, and there could be some music.
What music would you have?
I said, I was like, I don't know. I would think, oh, something so zen and peaceful, but really probably just some of those throwbacks that we can't help singing,
Mm-hmm.
being the kids or, um, gee, Teen Beach movie or something. Soundtrack. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Would there be any smells in the room that you would want?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Surprisingly emotional, Amy.
That's okay. Yeah.
No, I want to smell them. That sounds like such a weird thing to say, but no, I don't want it to be overpowering. Yeah, each of them.
Hmm. Yeah. Would you want to feel anything on your body?
I guess I just assumed I would be in bed if I'm dying.
Hmm.
So, uh, is there anything better than fresh, clean linens? Yeah, that's a nice, comfortable feeling thought for me. So, yeah, crisp, clean linens,
Hmm.
nice, cool.
Yeah.
Maybe my fuzzy blanket.
Mhm. Would you want anybody to touch you?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I wouldn't want to have to ask, please rub my feet or can you hold my hand? But just kind of what's happening
Mhm.
would be nice. Physical touch, yeah.
Yeah. Would you want anybody to cuddle in bed with you?
I think so.
Mhm.
Depending on the situation, I don't know, maybe it would be uncomfortable physically, but of course, gosh, there's not enough room. There's not enough room for all the people I would want to cuddle.
Ideally, would you want this big, huge king size bed? Like,
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
in.
And there, he's there, and the twins, and Aaliyah, and Keith.
Mhm.
Unless, of course, he already left. That way he's not sad. I don't know. We used to have a giant king size bed, and me and the kids would just watch movies in there. So yeah, that's a wonderful idea to me. I mean,
Mhm.
everyone's kind of uncomfortable because there's not enough room, but you just gotta like bend around one another and just make it work, right?
Mm. Yeah. 'Cause this is your ideal experience, so it can be whatever you want it to be,
I
right?
guess that's true.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anything you would want to see in the room? Any any objects?
Hmm. I don't think so. I don't know. And I guess pictures, maybe just to invoke memories, maybe, but
Mm.
no, hopefully I just real minimal. No, not a lot of clutter, not a lot of stuff. I
Mhm.
do, I do get pleasure from plants and just green
Mhm.
life. But yeah, I already established that's outside. I guess I want it out. Like, don't bring that in here. It's not clean.
Your crest fresh linens are gonna get dirty.
Now it smells like lavender. Get that out of here. Cotton. I wanted it to smell like fresh linens. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I guess just the room to look like it normally does.
Mhm. What room would that be?
I see myself in this room actually.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, it's got these windows, and when the trees are all leaved out, it's just beautiful. And I've got some flower boxes out there, and I always overfill them so that by the time they really come into themselves, it's just too full and it's just spilling out everywhere. It's so beautiful. And our patio tables are there. And even though the kids aren't there, I can just see us all out there. It's just, yeah, these windows and this room so brightly lit and just cool and comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see myself in here. Just like the, except maybe without the laundry piled next to the hamper kind of stuff.
Yeah. You know,
I could do without that.
I feel like getting out of bed. Hang on, I'm gonna wait to die. I gotta do the laundry first.
You
Hang on.
kids, Keith, oh my gosh. Why do you pile your things in my room? This is my sanctuary.
But so that would be your ideal. Anything else you want to add to that ideal?
Could be comforting to do some of our prayers and chants, things that we've done, Keith and I, through our religious practices during our marriage, I think would be very comforting.
Mhm.
I mean, mostly you want, oh, everything to be happy and merriment and wonderful times. And, but I mean, the reality is it's a sad time and it's a scary time for me, for people around me. So I think those would be very comforting to me. You
Mhm.
know, I don't need a priest to come read me my last rites or anything like that, but like a benediction or some stuff like that, I think would be
Yeah.
really precious.
So I'll take you on that journey then. You're you're laying in your king size bed with your fresh linens up against your body and the smell of your family around you and the light coming in, and you're hearing the music of your choice and the prayers and the chants, uh, smelling the family around you, feeling them holding your hand, feeling their presence, and you're taking your last breath. And as you've exhaled and you've taken your last breath and you've exited this world, and now your body is laying there in the bed with your family around, what would you want now? What would you want with your body as you've left?
I have really never given any thought to that before this. So,
So yeah, you're seeing your body there. It's
mhm.
your body. What then? Your family's there.
I just really hope that the people closest to me would take time, just really take time for the closure, whatever they need. Felt really strange to say, don't leave me alone when I was thinking about it. But I mean, I guess just I'm not in that body anymore, so I don't really care.
Mhm,
So at that point, I feel like it's really whatever they felt like they need to do.
mhm,
But just not to hide me away and make it some scary secret and then people don't have closure and stuff like that. I'm speaking from experience. That's happened to me and I still feel like it seems so fake. So like it really never happened because I never saw the body and then he was cremated. This is my stepdad. And then they had a memorial and that was it. It was like this
mhm,
is not like there's nothing for
mhm.
us to close that door. So that's what I think. Just don't rush it and just take time. I mean, I'm really intrigued to ask my daughters and my sons what they would feel they would want to do.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I don't need like to be anointed with oil or, I could try to think of some things that would be really sweet or sacred, but really, I guess just not be scared
Mhm.
of a dead body
Yeah,
that used to be mine.
right.
Yeah.
Now you've passed, you've taken your last breath. You've your body is left behind. What is your belief that happens after you pass and take your last breath? What do you think happens after your death?
That is the great mystery, isn't it?
Mm, mhm,
Yeah. So my beliefs have changed over time,
mhm,
and I'm still not 100% sure this is what's going to happen.
mhm,
So, I mean, actually, I'd say I'm more unsure now than ever.
mm,
It's but I'm okay with that mystery. Um, Such great timing, just having Easter
Mm.
and all these online sermons I got to listen to, what Keith and I would call our home church on Easter. So that was great because they don't normally televise that stuff. And listening and thinking about the death and the burial and the resurrection of Christ. Like, it's kind of like the cycle of our lives is nothing but repeatedly dying, being buried, or at least it feels like, and then resurrecting.
Mm.
And it's just like you die to so many things, and so many parts of your life die over and over, that it really just forms you into this person that I suppose is ready to accept death. I don't know, thinking along those lines so much. And then right now with so much death and fear of death, which I think is probably worse than the death that's happening around us right now. But um, I I do think that we're reunited on a different level
Mm.
with our maker, because I don't think we're disconnected now.
Mm.
But there's some, I mean, I think the whole bad part of death is being separated from God. I mean,
Mm.
that would be the bad thing. And so I do believe there's a heaven and that we come together with our loved ones in a place called heaven. Now, that's where I start getting, I'm not sure. I don't think what I think heaven is like what a lot of people think heaven is. I think it's going to be a lot more plain and simple than all of the excitement. And I mean, you just, that I hear people portray. Maybe that's not even a common belief,
Mm.
but yeah, I used to think that you just slept until we were all resurrected. Now I'm really not sure. Like, I don't think we go straight to heaven. So I don't know. Is that a good answer? I don't know, Amy.
Oh, your answer is great. Whatever you have to say is great. No. And I totally follow what you're saying. I hear you. I hear you. Hmm. As laying on the deathbed, if you will, um, preparing for your last breath, is there anything that you would regret not doing in life?
Yes, that far outweigh my regrets of things I have done.
Mm-hmm.
I, have just all these grand intentions. Even just the end of the weekend, I feel like, oh, there were so many things I wanted to do. So, and that's with the rest of my life ahead of me. So I can only imagine where my mind would go if I really like there is no tomorrow. I have family. My dad's family lives not too terribly far from me, and I've not met them
Mm.
like ever.
Mm.
And so why? What am I waiting for?
Mhm.
And I have a brother, half brother, but he's my brother. That we're not close. He has same number of children I do. They have very similar beliefs, as far as I know. I think we would be great friends. And he lives in Pennsylvania, and I haven't put forth effort, to see him, meet him. So I just assume he doesn't want to see me, and he's probably doing the same thing. So here we are, just wasting this time that we could be getting along great.
Mhm.
So I guess, probably that.
What is a moment you regret most in your life?
Regret most.
Mm.
Oh wow. How do you narrow that down, Amy?
Mm. Be gentle with yourself. Just be gentle.
Yeah. I think I could be very specific. I think it would do I think it would do more. I don't know what the word that would be better, I think, just to say taking myself so serious. Like, I
Mm,
really have realized that about myself and tried to lighten up and just take a step back and put things in perspective and see that it's really not as serious as I've been about things.
mhm,
And then that trickles down kind of to most of my regrets. I can hear conversations, things I've said to my children, things I've said to strangers. And
mm,
I think all of it boils down to just being so serious.
mhm,
'Cause I'm not by nature selfish and I'm not by nature mean.
mhm,
I mean, sometimes you meet people and you think, wow, like, what happened to you? And I mean, I am selfish and I am mean. I do say things that are mean and stuff like that, but it's usually not my intention.
mhm,
Usually I think I'm on some social justice call, when I lash out at someone or do something and it's very serious. And later I think, well, it's not. It's really not. So I've taken myself very seriously in my role as a mother.
mhm,
That we could have had so much more fun and enjoyment from one another, but I was rigid and black and white. And
mm,
I think, religiously speaking, same thing.
mm,
All those things put on me were put on me by myself. We had rules, and I don't know if it's good or bad, but either way, Keith was on the same page and very serious about it too. And so we set up these very strict boundaries and rules of things we could do and couldn't do. And I felt like we were almost always looking to other people to see, like, what do you think of our boundaries? Aren't they great? And
mhm,
you should have them too. Oh, you do? We like you. And so, kind of, that's how we formed there was very little joy in that.
mhm.
So, yeah, that's my biggest regret. And it seems maybe a little too general for the for the answer, but every regret I could think of kind of was like, yeah, because you were taking yourself too seriously. And so that's why that went that way. Homeschooling. Yeah, that I'm serious about that. Let's not have any fun with it. Come on, get your work done. We have a
Mm,
schedule to keep. We're on day 100 and you're only on lesson 78. It's like, but we're homeschooling because we all learn at our own pace, but not us because I'm serious. So, yeah.
no, I get it. No, that I feel that's very insightful. Like I feel like you took it a layer deeper instead of just making it these individual moments. You went deeper and thought, no, that's how I feel.
Oh, thanks.
I think that's
Compliment.
yeah. I thank you for being so open and willing to be vulnerable with that. And I appreciate that. Teresa, thank you. Thank you for going on this journey with me through your ideal death experience and what can be a scary journey, but you did it. How do you feel right now?
I feel relief.
Hmm.
I do. I also feel like I might spend a little more time looking into those things, not just so I have no regrets about it, but I think it would be healthy to be prepared and also, gosh, help the people that I love and would be leaving to be more prepared for not just my own, but their death.
Hmm. James M. Barrie, Peter Pan, what is it? He said, "To die will be an awfully big adventure." I love that. The big adventure of life. Well, is your death.
I know. If I just really hope I can embrace that. I've thought the same thing. If you could just not be too afraid to, I don't know, enjoy the adventure. Like,
Mhm.
it is. I think it's exciting. I think being born was probably pretty scary. too. I mean, other than not really knowing what to fear. Well, I guess I don't know what to fear. Anyway, but I'm gonna talk in circles.
Mm-mm.
But you see where I'm going with that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we've made it this big scary thing, and I think it can be an adventure.
That was really good. Very thought provoking. I've learned a lot just from listening to Teresa's answers to these very profound and deep questions. I want to thank Teresa and her family. I want to thank you, the audience, for joining on this very first episode. I hope to have a new episode every week. So join in next week. Until then, I hope you live a rich and juicy life. And if you contemplate your mortality, by all means, have a cup of tea. Bye. Mortality and Tea with Amy.